Okay, I want to get into it right away. If you are new here, wait a few seconds and I will tell you who I am and what this is all about. But I just want you to know this video is going to be so encouraging and so empowering, so stay tuned, okay? So I was gonna go live today, but then there's some weird requirements that YouTube has, and this is how I am gonna be showing up. So I really wanted to get into a fun topic that I was just so inspired by today. And so if you just stumbled upon me, this is the Voyeur Pocket. It's my channel. My husband and I are just discussing what it is like to be going through this season. And so my name is Mandy, and I'm just here to help encourage you and support you through this difficult time, and also make you think about the future, because the future we don't know what it's going to be like. There's so many possibilities, and we get so narrow-minded on what we're dealing with right now. I'm here to support you, but I wanted to get into the topic today of just getting really frustrated with your expectations. So if you are desiring to be a parent, desiring to be a mom, you just want your baby here, I see you, and I'm right there along with you, struggling, because I think we all thought that this wouldn't
take quite this long.
And I heard a few stories that it took a while for people, but again, for me, I just thought it would be how it was for other family members that described that it just happened to them, and it just happened to my friends, you know? It was just like one day they weren't quite expecting it, and boom, they found out that they were pregnant. And I have gone through quite a few 2-week waits, as I'm sure you have, and it just feels like it's not going to happen. But I heard this amazing message today. It was on the Elevation podcast. It was by Rich Wilkerson, and he is just so encouraging and uplifting. So if you just go find that, it was from 2021. I don't remember what the message, it had to do with expectation, the frustration of expectation. So if you are really frustrated by expectation right now, I don't care if you watch my video, go listen to that sermon, because it just talks about how we need to re-expect. So when we got started wanting to have a baby, it was so exciting. You have that conversation, you finally are mutually agreeing that it's time, we are ready to start our family with your husband or your partner. And it's not like you say you're ready, but it doesn't mean that your body is just going to get you pregnant. And it doesn't mean that the miracle just happens the moment you say, okay, my hands are open, Lord. There is, for whatever reason, sometimes a longer season where it just is this pause, and it's aggravating because you say you're ready. If you were frustrated and you were so expectant at the beginning, I want to remind you of that today. I want to remind you that you can live in the joy and that expectation again. It is totally fine if you've been angry and frustrated, but take a moment today and just think about the exciting things again. Get excited for what is in your future, because it isn't written off. It isn't a no-go. It isn't just not happening anymore. It's still out there. It could happen this next month for you. And I know it's really hard to think about when your heart is hurting so badly and you're in pain. Trust me, I get it, because every month is this roller coaster of emotions that I think about right now, and I've just become a crier. I start thinking about that, and it's so easy to get down again. And that is why we need to learn how to reinforce the positive and how to encourage ourselves again and ask for help from the Spirit, because this is a long-term game. This is about creating a family, and it's going to happen. And this season is going to feel so much shorter when you look back on it. So part of my story is that my husband and I, we met in September, and that was about 6 weeks into this decision that I had made that I wasn't going to date. And what do you know? I meet this amazing guy who is ready to date, and he asks me out, and I have to say no to him. Ooh. And so we ended up waiting 10 months just pursuing friendship, and then we dated, and then we got engaged just 6 months later after, we dated for 6 months. And then one thing I remember about the engagement period is all I wanted, and a lot of my friends who have described this too, is all you want is just to get married. And it is so hard to enjoy being engaged, which is also just like a dream come true to be engaged. And I had other friends who weren't engaged at the time who were dying to be engaged. And I think that's how it is with when you want your baby, is you're already married, you've already been engaged, but yet that for a lot of us can be a really hard stage to wait to get to, and now just in the past, and it feels like that was such a short time. So it's funny to reflect on that kind of stuff. I don't know what your story was like, if it's similar to mine at all, but I'm sure you've had a season like that. This stage we're going to be able to look back on. You are going to find a way to be a mom, no matter what it takes. I believe that you have that heart to get there. I don't know who you are. I just know that if you're watching this video and you're feeling something stirring in you, I believe you were given that mom heart that is ready to fight for your baby. I think that is like a natural design that women have, and possibly that you were born to fight for this season. And maybe fighting looks a little bit different for you. Maybe it is a lot of surrender. It's so much surrender and a loss of control. I can't do it! And just while I'm thinking about that loss of control, I wanted to throw in that I was on a walk this week and feeling like I didn't have control, and it was one of those times where I was really angry that I had to be on this walk, like working on my mental health, just like angrily walking because it's just a stupid walk that I have to do for my health. And so I was out walking, and I normally take a certain path and I know what I want to do, and it just felt like I needed a routine. I needed to do the same thing. Once I got all the way to that half point mark and was turning around, this thought came to me that what I need right now is to make a decision, to feel like I have control. And it was the smallest thing, but I was like, I want to turn right. I don't want to go left again. I'm ready to go right for whatever reason. And I thought of it as, okay, you've got control right now. You can choose to turn right. And thank the Lord for the small things that give us just that ounce of control right now, because we need that, and that is perfectly fine. If that's what you need, is to make a small decision of, I am going to have an extra scoop of ice cream. I have decided. It's just that inner dialogue that you're having, with yourself. Just that, like, it gives you a little bit of joy inside knowing, I just made that decision. I may not be able to get myself pregnant right now, but I can have an extra scoop of ice cream. I can take that turn that I want to turn and get home that way, just because it feels like a little bit of control. But anyway, let's get back to just the expectation. I want you to be able to expect that you are going to be a mom, that you're going to have a baby. You did that before you started trying, I'm guessing, or that first month. You just get so excited, and then there's a dip. It's a natural thing that's going to happen in the process where it just gets really hard to be hopeful and to be expectant that this is ever going to work out. But I think it just shows that there are quite a few people that are going to watch this and connect with the fact that they feel like it's not going to happen. How many moms has that happened to that now have multiple children and are living a completely different life than they ever imagined? Just because your thoughts tell you it's not going to happen, it does not equal reality, all right? So start believing, because that is going to produce good things. You can have joy. You can be angry and you'll still probably become a mom. And I know you're not going to fully believe me because you're going to think that you're the one case that
it's going to be different for.
Or you're thinking about the many stories that you've heard of people going through IVF and it not working out. I get it. I get it. I haven't been there. Not everyone is able to get pregnant. I get it. There is a dark side. But what if you are able to get pregnant and all you do is focus about how you could be one of those people? You have no idea. You can only handle what you have right now. And if you have just hopeful expectation again, that you can trust that miracles can happen, that God can do more than you can expect, that's the cool thing, is that we can expect so much bigger than we can imagine, you know? That we can start to expect that we're going to get a baby, and you know what? The Lord could bless you with twins. Maybe you could be expectant and hopeful and excited to have twins. Maybe you're thinking, absolutely not, Mandy, like, that's a no-go. But what if? What if you could just be excited that that's a possibility? I know it's crazy. I know. But I'm so excited to have this hopefulness growing in me when we've been this many months of not succeeding. And so if I can have it, I know you can have it. And this really is the message for women that have been trying for longer than 6 months and it hasn't been working the way you thought. Will you get excited again? Will you try? Will you just start thinking about baby things, that it might actually happen? It's okay. You know, because you can also get angry and get hard and get closed off to the world and just think it's not going to happen and it could still happen to you, you know? So I hope that somehow these words made sense and that there's some message through it. Maybe it's not something I said, but maybe your own mind is thinking something new because we're just having this conversation. And I guess that's just my prayer for you. And so if I can just wrap this up by praying for us and praying for that little one that you're so hopeful and so excited for, that would be great. Okay. Okay, Lord, I give you my sweet friend who is on the other side of this camera and is really struggling to hold it together, struggling to trust you, struggling to be a woman right now, and just the desire that she has to be pregnant. And I just pray that she honors that she trusts that little desire inside of her. Little desire is funny to say just because it is such a huge desire, Lord, that you have even put on her heart. And I want her to know that she is seen and that you feel with her. If I can feel this deep connection to other women that are struggling, Lord, I know that you can too. We know that you are a father and that you are a mother, and that if that is what my friend needs right now is just a mother to come around her and say that she's gonna be able to make it through this. She's so strong that even in her weakness, God, that you are her strength, and that you are holding her emotions. Lord, this is such a seriously tough season, and thank you for the absolute joy that is bound to come. Because Lord, you are walking through this with her, and whatever success happens is because of you, God, and we know we are going to glorify you when we get to the other side, but right now it is so hard. So I just keep praying that for my friends watching, that they have friends that can remind them that you are still good, and that they can actually see that in their friends that are struggling so hard with maybe something completely different, that God, that you can come through that and you can be glorified, because this is all about you, and you have got a beautiful baby waiting for my friend. And I know she is really struggling to believe that right now, and we don't know how she's going to get around to be able to be a mother, but you do, Lord. And I guess right now if it's right, and if she needs this, Lord, I pray that she can find a counselor and just someone who is a good friend, a good counselor, a therapist who is trained in this terribly tough season to help encourage her and support her through it, and that she can take the next step to get support. And Lord, just thank you. Thank you for this hope inside me and for this encouragement that you have put in me to speak to other women. And I pray over who hears this, and I know I can be a super messed up human, and my mistakes are messy. And to you, Lord, I just ask that you wash that stuff away, that you help me forgive myself, you help these women forgive themselves, and just extend so much grace inside, and that we can be a little selfish during this season to just take care of ourselves and take care of this body that you have given us. I have no more thoughts, Lord, but you got it all. I pray. I wish I had names to pray, but I pray over those women that are really struggling and specifically watching this video right now. All right, thank you, Lord. Your name. Amen. Okay, maybe that was weird to listen to a prayer like that, but I just thought on YouTube, there's not a lot of praying going on, and I wanted to be able to bring just God into this, and this is such an important season. But yeah, I don't have anything else to say. This has been such a beautiful healing video for me, and I pray that the Lord uses it to heal you and to bring you a very healthy, sweet little baby. It's all going to be worth it, friend. It's all going to be worth it. No matter what this season looks like, when you get to hold that little baby in your arms, it's not going to matter what you went through, because you got that baby. And I don't want to say that lightly, because I know there are some terribly awful things that people go through to have babies, and I haven't been there yet. I haven't had a baby to say that it's going to be worth it. So I just want you to know I'm sensitive to that, and I am so sorry if it has been really tough for you. And that's all I can say, because I want to be sensitive to you, but I don't know what your story is. But yeah, it's hard to be vulnerable and speak in this way when you are trying to be encouraging, but everyone has a different story. Just be thinking about that little bundle of joy you get to hold at the end of the day, and I pray that you continue to get healing through whatever trauma comes your way and whatever tough times, and just think about that little bundle of joy. It really helps out if you can like or subscribe or comment. I love to read women's stories and get to share in what we're going through. All right, hope to see you in the next video. Bye.